Good morning. Okay, and we are back here with KPH Mouse. It's his first day back in work after an unscheduled break because of rain, time constraints, him being my own horse. He's obviously the last one on the list. He's also still unbroken. I got about halfway through breaking him into the point of laying on him, and stuff came up, including Christmas and lots of wet weather. So well, it's a little bit stop-start. What I like to see is that he's picking up almost where he left off. So quite honestly, he's not as straight as I would like him. He's falling out of the outside shoulder in both directions. So I did have to, got a very helpful baby boxer there. So what I'm doing is just doing lots of little vibrates with my inside rein. So because I wanted to take it quite easy today, I did just put him on the lunge, but that was a mistake in itself because I just don't have enough control over him. So, and while he's making transitions, he's doing them of his own accord. He's not actually listening to me. So what I'm going to do is so how I normally put the lunge line on is to run it through the inside bit ring and attach it back to the roller. But that's allowing him to run out of the outside shoulder or swing his hindquarters out. So what I'm doing is putting it through the inside bit ring. I loop it around once and then attach it to the outside bit ring. So looping it around the inside bit ring ideally stops that nutcracker action. I'm also going to tighten the side reins on the Kula Lunge a little bit. So with the Kula Lunge, there is 2 stoppers on the hindquarter sling to stop it from rotating too far, but it will still rotate enough to allow the horse to bend, and the hindquarters obviously can still swing out. It's not an outside leg, essentially. Leaving the side reins a little bit looser because it is his first day back in work. And as you'll see throughout the video, he is ducking behind the vertical anyway. So you'll see there he doesn't want to step away from me, so I just step back to the side of his shoulder to push him out and away from me. You don't want to get caught up in that trap of having the horse lunge you because you're going around in circles, because the horse just keeps backing away from you. So you want to get them in that triangle. So you're in line with the shoulder, you're the top point of the triangle, then the whip will point at the hindquarters, and then your lunge line being the other point of the triangle. You can see he's moving a lot easier on this side. This is his better side. He's definitely not a straight horse. He does still run out of the outside shoulder a little bit, but this is much better. So what I mean by straight is that his back feet are stepping up into the footprints left by his front feet. And so then he finds it easier to travel and cover ground. Just a little falling out there, so it's definitely still a little stronger on my inside rein than what I would like him to be. So I am definitely going to long rein him in our next session. And yes, just starting to duck a little behind the vertical. Okay, so I've actually shortened the side reins again, and now we're going back in the other direction. So I haven't recorded the whole session because the piper was being super difficult. So it's basically just the start and the finish. So because I'm having trouble keeping him on the circle in this direction, I'm starting to do some transitions. So when he runs out, rather than trying to keep him going and bring him around, I'm actually bringing him back to walk and then asking him to go on again until I can get that whole circle without him running out. So what involved in this session was a lot of frustration for me and a lot of him just going, I just don't care what you want. He's not being naughty, he's just being ignorant. He's far more interested in the other horses, like some of them are his siblings, paddock mates. So he's far more interested in them than what I'm asking him to do. So until he starts to pay attention to me, that we're not going to progress too far. So that is literally just an exercise in patience and me continuing to ask and to try and get his attention and trying to get him to pay attention to me. Because right now he's not even really following my voice commands or my aids. He's just cruising around and doing his own thing. So yeah, he's walking, but that's because he's running out of the circle, and then I'm applying pressure to the inside rein to say, hey, come on, turn, or come back, or stop. You're not just running out of that outside shoulder, because if I let him go, then he'll be like towing me up the arena. And that's not correct. He has to move around me in an even circle, because if the circle's not even around me, that means he's not straight. So it's like riding a 20-meter circle, but then not touching off the outside track at C, or not touching off the outside track 4 meters past M. So you're riding like 2 meters off the outside track. That means your circle's not even. So right now he's not straight and his circle's not even because he's running out of the outside shoulder, swinging his hindquarters out. So now it's just a matter of me having some patience and teaching him that this is what I want him to do. I want him to travel following that straight line that he's traveling on. So the Kula Lunge helps me to shape that by applying the outside rein. And as you can see, he can always get his head up, and if he wants to, or down, or curl behind the vertical. So I think our bit change is definitely in order. So the Kula Lunge is there for support and to try and help make him straighter, but he's still able to do whatever he wants with his body and make whatever shape he wants. And just trying to teach him the shape I want him to go in. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful.